If you try to pass a truck at night and the truck flashes its lights, the truck driver is telling you that the road ahead is clear to pass. If you approach a railroad crossing without warning you, so in this case, you should slow down, listen, and watch for approaching trains because it does happen that sometimes you are approaching a railroad crossing that it's not giving you a warning yet, but you should always be prepared to look around and you could always somehow listen or even notice from a distance that a train is coming. So you should always be quite alert in this case. Now, if you approach a railroad crossing with the red lights flashing and the bars are lowering, you should come to a complete stop at a railroad crossing. So, right in front, you stop. A mark painted on the pavement like this on the picture, what does it mean? It means a railway zone is coming up. The law prohibits passing a vehicle stopped at a crosswalk to allow a pedestrian to cross the street. So you must always stop and do not pass because a pedestrian may be crossing and maybe you cannot see them. If you are driving on a narrow 2-lane road with no shoulder and a cyclist is riding on the right, you should treat the cyclist as if he were a slow vehicle. Do not share the lane with the cyclist at any point. How many feet away should you stay from a cyclist when passing? 3 feet. You're driving on the highway and suddenly you feel like the accelerator pedal is stuck. Place the transmission in neutral and do not try to turn the keys to turn off the engine. If you do this, if you turn off the engine with the key, you will lose the ability to steer the vehicle. How should you proceed if your vehicle catches on fire? Quickly move away from the vehicle as fast as you can. If you have an accident for which you are at fault and you do not have insurance on your car, the law will require you to pay for any damages caused. When another driver indicates with his turn signals that he wants to change into your lane, you must slow down your vehicle to give space to the other driver who merges. When you're going to tow a vehicle that weighs less than 3,000 pounds, you must place two reflectors, one on each side, and a brake light if the trailer blocks the brake light of the towing vehicle. If you're involved in a minor accident where there are no injuries, try to move the vehicle out of the traffic lanes. If you're arrested for running on public roads, and by running I mean racing, you sure as hell will get your license revoked, among other penalties. There are distractions when driving, such as eating, adjusting the radio, and talking on the phone, that can cause accidents on the road. If you need to perform some of these actions, simply park your vehicle safely. Do not do any of these while you are driving. Why do the roads get slippery when it hasn't rained in a while? Due to the accumulation of oil on the pavements. A broken yellow line indicates that the vehicles may pass each other when it is safe to do so. You are moving on a road where traffic is stopping and moving slowly, but you are approaching a railroad crossing. Now keep in mind that you must never stop on top of the railway lines. If you do, like if you don't have enough time, it's preferably that you stop before crossing. If you feel that you are unsure that you can make it to the other side, stop your car firmly before crossing, but never on top of the railway lines. A diamond-shaped signal indicates these diamond-shaped signals are always indicating warning signs, alerting drivers of upcoming things in traffic or down the road. If your car breaks down and forces you to park, you need pull completely off the road and park where it is visible 200 feet in each direction. Now, if you are driving on a highway and bad weather and heavy rain forces you to stop, you should move completely out of the traffic lane and put on your hazard lights, also known as the emergency lights. If you are driving on a rainy day and you pass through a low area flooded with water, and when using your brakes you notice that your car starts to pull more to one side than the other, this means the brakes are wet. When driving on a two-lane highways behind a large vehicle you are trying to pass, make sure it can see you clearly. You should stay at a safe distance behind the truck that you want to pass. If you have a truck in front of you, in your lane, reversing to enter an area on the right, you should stay at a safe distance. The truck may need a lot of room to back up. At what times should you use the front low beams? Between dusk and dawn. In what situation should you change your vehicle's high beams to low beams when in use? Within 500 feet of a vehicle when approaching head on, and within 300 feet if you approach from behind. If you are driving at night and another car blinds you in front with its high beams, you should look towards the right edge of your lane to avoid being blinded by the light of the car. If you're driving at night and a cyclist approaches from the opposite lane, you should slow down and avoid turning on high beams. If you are driving at night and suddenly you see a car with only one light, the best thing to do is in this case would be to reduce your speed and try to maintain a safe distance. If a car suddenly veers into your lane, honk your horn, flash your lights, and pull to the right side of the road. If you're driving at night from a brightly lit area and enter suddenly a very dark area, you should slow down until your eyes are able to adjust to the darkness. It is illegal to drive at night with the emergency hazard lights on. If you're driving on a multi-lane road and need to go slower than normal traffic, you must use the right lane. I'm sorry. So, if you're driving on a multi-lane road and need to go slower than the normal traffic, you must use the right lane. Now, if you intend to take the right lane to turn right at the next intersection, but the lane is occupied by many vehicles, you should turn on your flashing lights and look for an empty space to change lanes. If you are going to pass a truck, you must keep in mind that it needs to be at a safe distance, and you need to be seen in the rear view mirrors. So you need to have good visibility. Now, if you are driving on a two-lane road in the same direction and need to change lanes, you must turn on your flashing lights and look over your shoulder to check if vehicles are in your blind spot. What driver can park in a public parking lot and not pay? A driver with a disability or impairment. You should increase the following distance between your vehicle and the vehicle in front when you are being followed closely by another car. If you are at fault for an accident or someone was taken to the hospital, you will have to file a written report to the DMV. How often do you have to check your car's light bulbs? Frequently, to change burned out bulbs and maintain clean glasses. Anyone who throws trash out of the car window can be fined, and this includes any type of things that you're smoking, like cigarettes, garbage bags, and everything that is considered garbage. Anything that is considered garbage is a fine. Do not throw anything out of the car window. If you are about to enter traffic lane from a parking lot, you must yield to pedestrians, cyclists, and cars before you join the road.